Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about being a full-time artist. I asked you guys over on Twitter what questions did you have for me to answer in this video, so I'm definitely going to get into it. Here I'm just showing you guys the supplies I'm using in today's video, and today's video I'm going to be drawing the love pillar from Demon Slayer. It's an amazing anime and manga. You need to read the manga and watch the anime, and I'm not playing with you guys. Go to Crunchyroll right now. Stop playing. So yeah, if you guys like this video, make sure to subscribe and thumbs up so I can continue making more, and let's get into it. So you guys would like to know how it is being and living as a full-time artist, and a lot of stuff goes into it. And when you search videos like these, normally they'll just tell you to practice, draw. They won't give you like the business side of it or the marketing side of it or stuff like that. So this is what this series is going to be about. This first video is going to be on asking questions that you guys have for me. It's going to be a two-part video because I talk a lot and you guys give me a lot of questions. So I'm going to be answering 6 questions in this video and then give you guys 3 tips at the end that I think beginners who want to start out as a full-time artist need to know. And then the second video will be the rest of the questions, and then the third video is going to be like focusing on marketing, taxes, all that. I got you guys. So let's get into it. The first question you guys had for me was what companies and services I use to make and sell my prints. So I don't use any company or service. I know there are services where you can sell your prints like Redbubble, Threadless, Printful, stuff like that, but I personally print my prints from home. I have a printer called the Canon Pro 100, and then I also have a scanner, which is the Epson V550 550 photo scanner. It is really good, and the printer is super good. I had that printer for like 3 years, and it's still going strong. So I definitely recommend getting that printer, investing in that printer if you want to print from home. I think the most expensive thing about printing from home is the ink. The ink is like over $100, so refilling the ink is definitely one of the most expensive things. But other than that, I really do like printing from home because I do have like the control over how I create my prints and my artwork and how I get them to look and how I want them to look. So yeah, that's how I print and make my prints. I'm gonna link those down below just in case you guys want to buy it or just check it out, see what the costs are. So when you do sell prints, make sure you calculate those costs into it as well, called profit margin. Learn that. You're gonna have to learn that as well. So yeah, that's how I create prints from home. The second question is how I get inspired. So what inspires me is spirituality, anime and manga, and black women, and supernatural things, and sex workers. See, I got a lot of stuff that inspires me, but all those things inspires me and just come into one and like becomes my creation. So whenever I see like a beautiful black woman, which is like all the fucking time, because I mean, look at us, yeah, I just want to like take her and like create her into something supernatural and beautiful, because as a kid I used to love things like that and I never saw it at all growing up, and I was like, some bullshit. I'm gonna have to block this out, but this is some bull crap. And I'm like, okay, so I'm going to draw it. So I really do love drawing black women in like very colorful attire and very like ethereal looking things, and having them being comfortable in their sexuality. And that's why I follow a lot of anime and manga, and I follow a lot of sex workers, because those are like who inspire me, and that's what inspires me. So I'm really very inspired by all of that, because I want my creations and I want my women to signify being comfortable within themselves and with their sexuality, and you know, embracing who they are while being ethereal and supernatural and beautiful and just otherworldly. So that's how I get inspired, is by looking at things of that nature and putting it into paper. I think one of my skills is like creating characters from my mind out of nothing. I really am grateful for that skill, because I know there are some who don't have that skill and they still create amazing art, and that's just like crazy. Like, how can you do that? You're powerful. But anyway, next question. How long did it take to do art full time? So I have been on my art journey for like 3 years. First year I sucked. I wanted to do art full time because basically I was in high school. I didn't have a job, so I was like, oh, this is a really quick way to make money. And I'm not afraid to admit, like, at first I really did like creating, but I also wanted to make money as well, because I saw a lot of artists who was making money from it. I was like, oh, I can do it finally, because as a kid I wanted to do that. So that was like my mindset going into it at first. And my skills were, like I said, sucky. So I didn't really garner a lot of support, but I did have support at the time, because it kind of looked like trippy art when I look back at it. Because you know, at the beginning, when you're a beginner artist, you sit there and lie, like saying, oh, I just like drawing characters without arms or hand, when in reality you just don't know how to draw them yet. So yeah, that was me the first year. The second year I was getting better and I was getting more clients, and I was working at this job, and I think one day I was like, okay, and I think it was in 2017, I was like, okay, I am ready to quit. I am over this. It was either 2017 or 2018. It was 2018. That's what it was. I was like, okay, I don't want to work this 9-to-5 job. I want to work for myself. I'm going to take this leap. I'm going to do it. So I did. I quit my job entirely, and I started to sell my work full time. I let people on my social media know that I was, and I got a lot of support from that, and I'm super grateful that I did. But in the beginning, it did take a long time to like grow and continue growing, and I did struggle a lot, because at that time I was depressed and I had a mindset that was just full of lack. So nothing was really like great at the beginning, but over time I kept working and I kept striving, and I got way better. And as you can see, I'm really doing well right now, and I can't wait to continue doing amazingly. And it's all thanks to you guys and your support. So I'm super grateful for you guys, beyond grateful for you guys. You don't even know. But yeah, that's how long it really took me to go full time. So basically like 2 years, and I went like full time on and off, so like 3 years around that time. So how did I figure out my art style? So a lot of artists don't want to admit this, but the way you figure out your art style is you look at other artists you admire, you kind of take bits and pieces from them and, you know, create it into your own style. Some do it that way, or some just like come up with things they want based off how they want their characters to look. So for me, I wanted to do like the character style type art where it's very fluid, and but the lips are super luscious. They're not just flat. I'm not with the flat. No, we got luscious lips. We got very long lashes. I really love long lashes, and I really like round faces and big eyes, and that's what I decided to base my art around. I also love drawing hip dips and like voluptuous bodies, so that's what I did as well. So that's how I decided that I want my art style to reflect that. So what I recommend, my tip is, don't focus on how you want your art to look. Just draw, like, and it'll just come to you naturally. Because before, I was focusing on how I wanted to look and it didn't come out that way. And when I just started drawing and practicing, my own style showed through. And one day I was like, holy shit, this is what I want my art to look like. And it did look like that. So just draw and practice and continue practicing, and, you know, think about how you want your work to be portrayed, and go from there, and you're going to find your own art style. I think a lot of artists beginner artists focus on that specifically, where we need to like instead build up our skills more. So yeah, I definitely recommend doing that. I do remember like someone saying you need to learn anatomy first before trying to figure out art style, which I agree. But y'all, I'm not finna sit here and just look at portraits and just draw portrait studies and stuff like that. That's just so boring to me. Like, I did not learn anatomy like that. It's just so boring to me. Like, I can't do it. I'm gonna try though. I need to, because I need to learn more stuff, but like that is just so boring to me. I can't do it. But yeah, so that's what I recommend. Do you write contracts for commissions? Yes, I do. Sometimes I don't, but sometimes I like do as well, because it just really depends on the commission. If it's really big, I definitely write a contract, but if it's like a sketch or something, I don't. I just make sure they know it's for personal use, and I just trust my clients that they will respect my work, and they do most of the time. Taxes, baby, we gonna get into that in another video, okay? Because it's a lot of stuff that needs to go into creating artwork for like taxes and stuff, and I just need you guys to know that this shit is hard. It is hard, so I'm gonna do a separate video for that. Do you have family support? Did you struggle with getting it? Hell yeah, I struggle with getting support from my family. I have it from my mom now. My other, like the rest of my family, they're very condescending with it. Like, they're like, oh, can you draw this for me? I'll buy you the paint. Or, oh, you're just drawing, you don't really do anything. Every time I tell them I'm working, they get very slick at the mouth. So yeah, it was hard at the beginning because my mom wanted me to go to college, and your girl cannot do it. I did it, but I didn't want to do it because I don't like debt, for one. 2, I was depressed. 3, I can't learn with other people teaching me. I learn best by myself. So, and I was just like very unproductive, and I didn't like have like a set way of learning until now. Now I do. Now I kind of want to go back to school, just to go back to school just to learn and pay attention, but I'm not doing that. I'm just gonna learn from Skillshare. Shout out to y'all. But yeah, I did not have it at the beginning, but over time they realized this is what I wanted to do, and I'm going to do it regardless, or you can fight me, and it's done, and I'm so grateful that I can do it. So I think the last thing I want to tell you guys about being an artist is 3 major tips that you guys need to learn, because I want you guys to get this down and not go out into the world being crazy. So the first tip is, don't ask other artists to retweet your work in the DMs when you don't like support their work, because that's super disrespectful, for one. 2, they really worked for their audience, and their audience is probably tailored to them and them only. So, you know, a big artist can retweet your work, but if their audience don't like it, you won't get any traction and you won't get any more new followers. It doesn't guarantee that if a big account retweets you that you're going to get work, or you're going to get more followers, or you're going to get more supporters. So I recommend just not doing that, and just continue putting yourself out there, and try to build up your audience in your own way, because once you put out work that you really love and truly love, then they're going to come to you. So pick an audience that you want to market to, or market your work towards, and go from there. Like me, I want to market towards Black women who love spiritual things, and Black women who love supernatural things, or people who love supernatural stuff and colorful things and witchy things. So that's who I market my artwork towards. So if I have like an artist friend who draws abstract work, their audience is not going to like or enjoy, may not like or enjoy my work like they like or enjoy their work. You see what I'm saying? Because it's not clicking. So if you just like, if you draw something completely different from what the person you're asking to just retweet from or just like share your work from, it doesn't guarantee you're going to get a lot of followers. That's not how this works. That's not how life works. So yeah, just keep that in mind and just, you know, sell from the soul. You're going to get better and you're going to grow. Just make sure you're patient and have time. Okay? And make sure you're consistent with your work. That's like number 2 tip. Be consistent. I personally drew every single day and I posted every single day for like a year straight. Like nothing but a year. I posted artwork. So I have like so much art, like so much originals just sitting here collecting dust because I was so motivated to get out there and I was so motivated to make this my dream life. So I do recommend drawing something every single day. You don't have to post it, but to get your skills to be better, draw something every single day and be consistent with your artwork because you can be far ahead by doing that for sure. And then my last tip is don't be so hard on yourself because you're not where you want to be. You're going to get there eventually. It takes hard work. It takes believing in yourself. Just manifest and just believe that you can do it, that you can put in the work, create, market, put yourself out there, create with passion, and you're going to get this and you're going to grow and you're going to have the life that you want by being a full-time artist. Make sure you do your research on your market. Make sure you research your taxes. Make sure you research what you want to create and how you want to do it. I just like research is your best friend. Researching is your best friend. Instead of like asking other artists who put in the work to do what they want, like to do where they want and get where they are at, they're going to tell you the same thing. Research and do it well. Okay, guys? So that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening to me. I can't wait for the second video in the series, and I'll see you guys next week probably. Make sure to look in the description box below for all the information on me, and I'll see you guys, like I said, next week. Bye guys.